Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stone Avoid. I'm your host, Jay Phillips, joined as always with Patrick Collins.
Hi.
Don Bowie.
Hey.
And this time we're going over a very sad topic, the life and death of RnR.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad day, but it feels kind of liberating.
For everybody who's wondering what the band list just came out, the very first band list that we thought would never ever happen.
Yep.
They're banning just one card that's Reflecting Fame, and that's just for the newer format, not for the Wanderer, so if you're playing with the older cards, you still get to use it. But for anybody going into the new tournament starting on the
September 1st.
September 1st, you'll no longer get to play with RnR.
Yeah.
Opinions?
Well, I mean, I had my rant last week, but I honestly did not think RnR was going to get banned. But as we said before, I was very afraid to play RnR the very first time I touched it. And it was really funny because that tournament, like, I talked to a lot of people and their opinions on it. And I remember just there's quite a few people that were just like, yeah, I'm so upset that they printed this card. And then I also got lectured by this one guy who's like, RnR is a skill test. Like, it kind of weeds the people out, between their power levels and, their levels of how good they are and stuff. And it's like, it's so cool that we got to play with a card that caused so much controversy, and so many different ideas came about it, and it's made so many decks. It's like, you have to bow at what is RnR, I personally think it should have been a ruler that came like way later into the future of Force of Will.
But then it might have energize.
Yeah, but still, like, Force of Will can get to a place where it can be super crazy, where everyone's kind of like, comfortable with it at that time because they'll develop a decent player base and stuff. But
yeah,
I think RnR just came in way too early in the game, and not really too much competition in terms of rulers. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna miss the little guy.
In that first tournament, it was actually interesting because it was before the errata, before that you can use the first side, like both sides on each turn. So you can do 0 on our turn,
really powerful,
and their turn, and counters don't even matter anymore. And it was just crazy stuff. And
turn 1.5 feasting.
Yeah,
we went all over that.
Yeah,
that is still a thing, kind of. Where if you had like a 2 mana cost flasher, the new Melger. The Elfie girl?
Melfi?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Melfi.
Okay,
you can Melfi her out.
You can Melfi her out?
Yeah, you can Melfi her out, turn 1.5. Right? Because it costs 2 and it has quick cast.
Yeah, so you could easily untap everything and cast her.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss RnR, but it is understandable. It's hard ruler to deal with.
Yeah.
And takes away all the other rulers, like the control rulers. RnR is the best one. You can't really play Shion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I think this is definitely, hopefully, the end of them printing zero-costed abilities that are super cheap, super easy. I think that's where they really messed up with RnR, is making all of the abilities everywhere on him completely free. And they're not going to do regalias that way anymore, and I don't see a single ruler that has an ability like that for free anymore, so I really think they're past that design point. That was one thing that they had a hard time with in the beginning.
Yeah. I actually have a question for you guys. So do you think Black Moonbeam was meant for only RnR?
No.
No, you don't think so?
I think it dealt with Valentine 2.0,
Okay.
especially for the newer players.
Okay.
It was like a way to deal with it besides the sideboard cards for it.
Yeah. Can somebody please staple they have Black Moonbeam somewhere on my body, so I have to look down and remember that I'm going to die to Black Moonbeam, because it's the one card I cannot remember is going to happen every single turn I flip. I don't know why, I just can't get that out of my mind. And to a fact, I don't actually believe Black Moonbeam is super crucial to beating your opponent. I have quite often won after them Black Mooning
Black booning.
Black Moonbeam. Because I usually only use my rulers in a way of like flipping them for their ability. I don't really find needing them to stick around is a big problem, but it is one thing I cannot remember is that card existing.
Yeah.
For some reason. It is definitely getting weaker though, as we've talked in the past though, with the rulers no more
astral.
Yeah. But without RnR, it does seem really weird to have such a powerful ruler hate card.
Yeah. I kind of wish it was gone, to be honest.
Black Moonbeam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting card.
I'd rather have Flame of the Outer World, something that does damage.
No, I much prefer Moonbeam to Flame of the Outer World.
No, I think it's just because you can't respond to it. That's like the only reason why I don't like playing it. There is still things like Wind Secluded Refuge that deal with it, which I think is pretty fair.
It sort of is.
Well, that's like the only card, and apparently, I mean, the Owl can deal with it too, but from what Jordan's been saying, it almost sounds like the Owl is the only card that gives your rulers some sort of protection against Black Moonbeam, which I'm kind of upset about.
I think it is a card that's a little bit too powerful in general, like, but it does have a nice downside of it's useless once the ruler's dead. It serves only that one purpose. It's dead in multiples. It's completely annoying when you draw it and your opponent doesn't even want to flip, which is a thing that happens a lot. The reason why I never liked Flame of the Outer World was because that card is relevant at every point in the game, always, because it can hit resonators. It's you run 4 all the time. A Black Moonbeam, you won 1 and you have to search for it. You maybe run 2 because shenanigans, but it's really not always a live draw. You essentially put a dead card in your deck.
Yeah. I just feel like spells that you can't respond to, like Flame of the Outer World and Dark Moonbeam, is just such a defeat if you cast it. Like, you can't do anything, and just kind of defeats like control's purpose.
Yeah, the split second status that we have going on here, which is the you can't counter this card for Magic players. That it is really just an ability that seems like it comes out of like nowhere in Force of Will. It's just 3 cards now, or is it just 2 cards?
It's just 2 cards.
Just 2 cards that cannot be countered. Oh no, I'm thinking of the counterspell that cannot be countered.
Oh yeah,
if you awaken it, yeah. So that's why I'm thinking of 3. So 3 cards that can have that ability, and they're that's I don't know. It's a little bit too strong. I don't like that my counterspell can even be uncountered. That's really powerful.
I think the destroy target J/Resonator from the Vingolf box is a lot more fair.
Yeah.
Yes. I much like that. I enjoy that design space a lot more. It's definitely a lot more fair. Even if it was just 2 mana to destroy the ruler, it'd be without the cannot be countered. Like, I'd still be fine with that.
But I guess the reason why they don't play that against RnR is just you can flip back, and it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, with no RnR, who really cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could see why you would think that it would be printed just for RnR.
Yeah.
But
so it kind of makes playing certain rulers like, I really want to play this ruler, but Black Moonbeam.
yeah. I think combo is the future of Force Will in a lot of ways because of cards like Black Moonbeam. Being able to go off in 1 turn with your ruler, do something huge, stick something that they can't deal with, is literally where you have to be a lot of times because of cards like Black Moonbeam. Because they'll just shut you down if you don't do that over the top move. So 1 turn kills is kind of like where you kind of have to like aim for or bust.
I think that Black Moonbeam is not going to see as much play. It's going to be seen playing in Xi'an, perhaps. Any decks that run the Memoria, because it's going to be a dead card. You're only going to play 1 of it, maybe 2 of it, and it's just going to be hard to play with. And you never know if your opponent is going to play Jade Rulers specifically to kill you. They could be playing like combo and stuff.
I don't know. I think Xi'an's kind of weak right now.
Yeah, and that's also to say that black in itself isn't just going to be a dominant color next tournament season, which I could see quite a few arguments for black kind of taking over here soon. I mean,
Black's
it was
looking
already
really
doing
good.
really good right now. To see it doing well without RnR, I think it's something that's going to happen.
Yeah. Black's looking strong, dude.
Oh yeah.
Black's always been my favorite color. Just
Carter.
color.
The new ruler that actually got spoiled. I don't want to go too far into spoilers today, guys. Mainly because we actually got to cut this podcast a little bit short today. We're all running on kind of a budget time today, so you're gonna get the rough and dirty version. So we're just gonna skip straight to any good things that we do have or what we want to talk about. Which one thing that I do want to talk about is Ally of the Black Moon. He is the new black ruler that we just got. He is 2 dark and 1 colorless for Judgment. He has Energizer Black, of course. And on the front side, and this is actually something that I did a lot with a different ruler, the red ruler, which you had to pay 2 for, does 200 damage.
Yeah.
This is just for 1 black. This card deals 100 damage to target Resonator, and then put a blood counter on this card. That right there is insane.
Good. That's good.
I mean, that's the whole reason why I played Alexander back in the day, is the 2 mana do 200 allowed you to utilize cards like Demon Flame and other burn spells in conjunctions with her to reserve your hand, so that way you could burn them out longer and control the field with complete board hate. Yeah. Now being able to kill the ruler.
A lot of these black cards combo with each other, which is really nice.
The only thing that killed me back in the day with Alexandria was rulers that could flip and hit me, because it's the only thing that she didn't hit.
Ping.
But with Black Moonbeam in a deck that's already black, I feel like this ruler is by far going to be the ruler that I'm going to be playing the most of, because it feels so reminiscent of that. It allows you to very strategically strip your opponent without using cards in your hand.
It is kind of like almost a pseudo reflector frame in a sense when you flip it over.
We
talk about
on his backside, I always need to word that a little bit better. He has imperishable and flying, which most black rulers have usually had in the past couple of rotations. 900 attack, 900 defense. Remove a blood counter from this card. Choose one. Target J Resonator gains minus 100 until end of turn. And this card gains plus 200 until end of turn. And you gain 200 life, or put a +1/+1 counter on target Vampire Resonator. That's a lot of abilities. That's 4 different abilities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All kind of really, really powerful. So, I mean,
I think they're a little underwhelming personally.
I think you're going to abuse the ever-living crap out of the front side, burning things left and right.
Yeah.
And by the time you flip, you're going to have enough blood counters to probably just straight up kill something. Or
if they don't
buff.
have Black Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, that's true. But those counters are pretty powerful. You just wait until they're tapped out.
The counters are good.
It seems like a good last little oomph. Which, you do in this meta have to prepare for your ruler to die. Like I said, almost like a combo. You flip and you immediately it's like a end of the game 3 mana kill a creature, basically.
Yeah. And
then you're back to pinging them for 100 damage for each black, because he still has that ability thanks to the new rules.
Mm-hmm. It gives +2/+2 to resonators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like an instant speed. Just like if you don't block this thing, it's going to do
kill you.
Tons of damage if you have all the counters.
So
and it's free, right, to do?
Yeah, you just remove the counters. Yeah.
You just need to build them up with 1 mana.
So his judgment is gnarly, and also the funny thing is if you could just find a way to kill him yourself, so that way he has imperishable. So
he has imperishable.
Yeah. So
Black Moonbeam doesn't really matter.
Oh, Black Moonbeam doesn't stop imperishable?
No.
Oh,
you need Death Scythe with it.
Mm-hmm. So there's ways to...
everyone's forgetting about High Speed Dash, which just flips your ruler back.
Yeah, that's true too.
Mm-hmm.
But any which way, just being able to use him in that way seems really, really powerful. I'm super excited for this as a ruler, and it's going to be the first black ruler I've played with.
Yeah, I like the design that they did. Like, it's only -1/-1
More rulers
counters.
should be like this ruler, to be honest.
They're doing -1/-1 counters just so you can't levitate. Like, this happened with Kane in the past. And so, like, I like how they're changing this and they're learning from their mistakes.
This is black,
also just making it seem black. I'm pretty sure they would have done that with the red. And then levitate.
The front side is deal 100 damage, and they changed it on the back to be -1/-1.
I feel that there's got to be a purpose to that. I'm not sure why, but I think it's more of a design space as opposed to like if this was red, I think the backside would retain the deal damage.
Yeah, I can see that because
because it fits the flavor profile of that color. But who knows? Yeah, outside of that, there's not too many great things that were really spoiled over the past couple days. I know there's one card that you were excited about, kind of the card that combos with them.
Oh yeah, the 2-drop.
The
I like
two-drop.
the 2-drop.
The 1-drop?
You like the 1-drop. I like the 2-drop.
Yeah.
Which one's the 2-drop?
There's a 2-drop for 500 attack, a 700 defense, 2 black will. He is a Fairy Tale Resonator. When this card enters the field, destroy target damage Resonator. When this card is put into your graveyard from the field, search your deck for a card named Black Treasure Box. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your main deck. The Black Treasure Box is not really a very great card.
It's okay. It's good and limited, I think.
I think
What
so.
is
The
We're not
Treasure
gonna
Box...
talk- okay.
Yeah, it's just a 1 mana enchantment. At the end of the turn, when this is enchanted to something, that creature dies, sacrifice the box.
Yeah. Sacrifice the creature attached to the box.
That's pretty good.
It's
You
a
can
very
touch it
slow
till you put
delayed,
it.
yeah.
It's not terrible.
But
It's not terrible, but I don't think...
The
you're
reason
gonna
why I
care.
like this guy is you ping with your ruler for 1 mana, and then you play 2 mana and kill whatever you pinged. So 3 mana, you kill a creature and you get a creature.
yeah, that's a good
And
deal.
a counter. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, talk about your 1-drop, dude.
So the 1-drop is a 5/5 vampire.
Yeah.
It has, you can pay 3 to deal 200 damage to something, and it gains a +1/+1 counter, and it can attack if it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
It can still block.
Yeah. So it's a 5/5 turn 1, and then turn 2 you just find a way to put a counter on it, and it's like a Lancelot, and probably you killed something with that 2 mana cost kill spell.
The best
Yeah.
combo that I know with that card right now is from the Cthulhu spoilers we had, which was the card that you grabbed a non-resonator card out of your opponent's hand, and then you've got to put a 1/1 counter onto a creature also.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to remove a card from their hand, and then you make this guy a 7/7, and yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
great. You look at their hand, you remove a card from it, and now you got a 1-drop 7/7 that can just keep getting counters because it's not a once per game use. You can just keep gathering counters on it with 3 mana.
Yeah.
It's a beater that slowly just gets bigger if you don't deal with it.
So both of you are stoked about the black cards. I, however, much like I have always been, super stoked on the wind cards that came out. And it's hard for me to pick my favorite out of the 3 most major ones, I think, which is Riding Hood.
Mm-hmm.
The new, I forget what her name is, Christia, and also which I would like to basically call the pseudo
Feasting.
Pseudo feasting.
Yeah, but
Everyone
I think
loves this card.
yeah, that card is good, and I think it deserves its own little conversation. However, I'm personally think I'm most stoked about the Red Riding Hood.
That's an interesting
Oddly, I just really enjoyed Gretel back in the day.
Yeah.
And this card is kind of like the new Gretel for me.
Like terrible Gretel.
You know, you think that way in a way, but then you remember that we have like Adam Brawley and a few other ways to like just sack her and get an advantage out of it. So this card is when this card is put into the graveyard from your field, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into a field rested. This card gains plus 400, plus 300 as long as you control 5 or more Magic Stones. This card gains swiftness and first strike and precision as long as you control 7 or more Magic Stones. It is a 300 and 400 attack. The reason why I like this card more than I ever did like Gretel is there's nothing to do with a Gretel when you draw her on turn 5. With this, you at least get a reasonable body.
Like a 7/7?
Yeah. Like
That
a
sounds
7/7.
reasonable in turn 5, yeah.
For
You convinced me.
a 2/2 7/7 that can then gain swiftness and first strike and precision. There's sometimes where you just need a decent body.
It's Meteor, but it's not.
I mean, it's probably not going to be a turn 5 if you're ramping up with other stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm just happy that it's that body instead of a 2/2 Gretel that left behind.
It might just completely replace Gretel.
Yeah.
And And this guy grabs any stone, right? It doesn't have
Yes.
to be a magic wind stone.
So you can play anything you want. Now, a lot of times Gretel back in the day would come in, get you that stone, and then you immediately add in Brawly.
Yeah.
So this thing does the same thing. It just gets you the stone afterwards.
But it comes into play rested, right?
No.
The stone?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Mhm.
Put the top card of your magic stone deck into the field. Rested. It is rested.
Okay, that's bad. I don't like it
didn't.
anymore.
I didn't realize that for a second.
Gretel puts into play unrested.
Yes.
You won.
Check.
True.
It's still not bad.
It's still not bad, but
The Melfi card's better, though.
Which one's Melfi? Oh, Melfi is the
Pseudo-feasting.
feasting, which is 300 attack, 600 defense, 1 green, 1 colorless. Has quick cast. When this card enters the field, prevent all damage that would be dealt to target J/Resonator this turn. If you played 2 or more cards this turn, produce any. It has the tap. Oh wait, no, this is for the ability. It just has the tap, so for mana, so it also produces mana. It ramps.
I don't know why this card's getting so much hype. I think you only see this card as a 2-drop
Mana producer.
Because
I mean,
the torrent ability on it just sucks.
Why
Like,
doesn't
what other
this-
card are you going to play
the
on
torrent
the...
is only if you play.
So
what
why
other
doesn't
card
it
are you
say
going to
torrent?
play? It has to do with it being a resonator. Like, I don't quite understand.
But it's the torrent ability. Like I misread this because I didn't realize that it was a torrent ability.
It is.
So I think you only tap for mana if you've played a first spell, doesn't it?
No. So the ability of it preventing damage is only contingent on you of playing a spell earlier in the turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do
So-
you get that off on your opponent's turn?
Yeah, so you literally have to wait and be like, I do this 1 mana thing and then cast this.
What's that one man thing going to be, guys?
Yeah.
I
What's
don't
it?
know.
What's it going to be?
It's gonna be hard.
And then its ability, if you read it, it's different than Feastings. It's prevent all damage done dealt to
Yeah.
your Resonator.
Yeah, so
So it's weaker than Feasting because Feasting prevented a damage dealt by a Resonator. Well,
yeah, so you have to have something on the field to block.
So yeah, your
I
best
guess
case
could be
scenario,
better.
you choose a cat. That's a 2/2. It can't be killed that turn. You block with a cat.
There's no 1 mana quick cast creature. So yeah,
there is. A
I'm just
fairy.
saying.
There's that one fairy that gives everything a hexproof.
Oh, he gives one thing hexproof.
One thing hexproof.
So
That's
yeah,
terrible.
This seems
I
really,
think
really
Torrent
bad.
is like one of the worst mechanics.
No, I really like it.
No, it's cool,
Yeah.
but it sucks.
It's good, and it can be good if they pushed it.
If they did, but
Yeah.
almost all the Torrent abilities would have to be like and draw a card. There's only one
Yeah.
card that does that, and it's terrible. Its effect is like double the effect of a Resonator. I think Torrent
Yeah.
is very weak.
Well, we have just a few more minutes to talk, so there's a few other things. I don't want to spend too much time on these spoilers. We do have an announcement for the second.
Lapis Cluster.
Yeah, Lapis Cluster.
I forgot what it's called. It's like Fate Ends or something like that. End of Fate.
Let's see.
I just say it.
Force of Will, Lapis Cluster.
It's called End of
Second
Fates.
Legacy Lost.
Legacy Lost. There we go.
So
And we
that
get
was just announced.
and we get the Red Six Sage art. So he's coming back in that set. What's
Which is
his
pretty
name?
awesome.
Yeah. So this is coming out in December 9th. So it's a couple months.
Christmas, everybody. Christmas.
Ask for this for Christmas.
We also have Boros as a promo card, which is going to be distributed to everybody that buys a promo deck and features it online via Twitter or
Yeah.
some other thing. Which really quick 2 seconds noted on that is there are 2 different distributors that I have talked to in the US that don't have that card and don't have a code or way to access that card for stores. So pending on your store apparently and distributors that they're working with may not actually have this card, which is a huge problem that I keep running into as a manager of a store. Is trying to find who I'm supposed to get these promos from. And it's not from the people who I buy everything else from. Really, really difficult, really, really weird. So that's actually, is going to be a really awkward thing for a lot of stores if main distributors don't have them.
You mean I posted my nerd deck online and I don't get a promo?
Yeah, it's actually a very problematic thing, especially since what my store is doing, and personally, is we just went to another distributor that said, you didn't buy the product through us, so we can't give you the promos unless you buy them. So we're now buying packs of those promos to resend out to our customers, because we can't get them through the people that we usually get our product through, which I don't like. And I've talked about these things in the past. I don't know if this is a force of will distributing problem or the distributors here in the U.S. problem, and they're just not carrying everything properly.
Yeah.
That could be the case.
It's a small company, so I can see how they haven't contacted all the distributors and get it. And this is also interesting. Like, this is a super easy way to get a promo, and you can also do this if you go to every single store in your local area and just show them the picture and get this card. Get your friends to do it and just get
You need 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
If you get all 5 starter decks, you get 5 promos from the same store.
I don't know.
It's 5 different pictures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, or just like go to every single store in your town. Or
So this
just get your
promo's fully
friends
worth
to do
nothing.
it. Yeah, so it's
except for the fact that it might not be available at every store because of distributor problems. And this actually might be something that they're sending out personally to registered stores. So it might not be going through distributors, but I've only ever picked up promos through distributors, so I'm not certain on that. Although we do have other information. I don't know the full details, but the hoodie guy himself, Jordan, has talked a little bit about on his last log video. He didn't give a specified date that they're going to be collecting the top VIP players' will point for these promo cards very soon, if not at the end of next month. And then a little bit later, actually mailing out those cards as well. So look for a little bit more detail on his video Q&A, is I guess what you would call it.
Q&A.
Although he didn't post too much on that one, so I guess we still got to wait another week before he really tells us the meat and potatoes of that. And
so for those willpower points, was there a deadline, or are they still being
I think
counted?
it's the end of September.
I think it's the end of
August.
September, August. The end of one of these upcoming months, it is the deadline, which I don't know how they're going to contact the top will point people.
I'm going to find out. Because I got an app.
Yeah, well, I'm on the VIP section. My guess is I'm going to get a notification. It's going to crash.
I'm B. I better get some respect.
I can donate you my points to get you the A, at least.
I still think it's a cool idea, however they end up actually executing it. Is there anything else that we can think of for the rest of the week that we need to go over before we log off?
I think we just need to call it an early day.
All right, guys. Sorry about the short podcast tonight. I know we didn't cover very much on any of the spoilers, but we'll try to get all that next week when we come on back. We do come here every week, so keep watching us, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Jay Phillips.
I love you, and I'm Patrick.
I love you too, and I'm done.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Aww.
Yeah, hard.
Oh, you're gonna do this.
All right, guys. Have a good night.